Welcome back to Grab Your Gear 180, where we break down what matters most in 3 minutes or less. I'm your host, Joe Staten. Have you heard of the term misinformation? Chances are you probably have. The term is used almost every day on mainstream media networks, with groups like the World Economic Forum now calling for governments and platforms alike to do everything possible to limit its spread. But what's the big deal about misinformation, and why should we try to prevent its spread? Let's start by defining the word. According to the Oxford Dictionary, misinformation is false or inaccurate information, especially that which is deliberately intended to deceive. Seems harmless, right? Let's take a look at its usage. As you can see, Google's usage tracker shows a sharp incline around the start of the 21st century. This incline in use was furthered by big tech platforms' unilateral implementation of policies during the COVID pandemic, which aimed to censor misinformation. Again, seems like a good thing to do, right? Well, these big tech platforms decided to give the power to certain groups to determine what was misinformation and what was not. And that's where the problem lies. You see, the modern left wants you to believe that speech can literally be harmful and violent if it makes you uncomfortable. This is diametrically opposed to the intentions of our founding fathers and their reverence for the freedom of speech. With big tech platforms giving groups like the WHO or the World Health Organization the power to determine what is and what is not misinformation, they end up giving a small group of people the power to determine what can and cannot be said online. Sounds a lot like a novel written by our friend George Orwell. And this is exactly why you should question the term misinformation. Big tech companies collectively banned speech that questioned the official narrative multiple times during the COVID debacle, and anyone who questioned nearly anything about the 2020 election were censored and taken offline. Sometimes this even meant permanently banning channels and accounts of people who solely relied upon that platform for their income. At the end of the day, our founders did not want a small group of people deciding what you can and cannot discuss. They thought it should be up to you and me to decipher truth from falsehood, fiction from reality. And those in power who do not have your best interests at heart want to take these rights away, masquerading as knights in shining armor fighting to prevent the spread of, quote, misinformation. So, do you support the idea of censoring misinformation? Have you been censored before? Let us know down in the comments below. Till next time on Grab Your Gear 180, I'm your host, Joe Staten, signing out.